Okay, everyone gets Olympic lifting. Everyone has done a fair bit of work on this in the past. This is going to be primarily practical, what we're doing today, but the obligatory theory-based stuff to start off with as well. In the field of motor control and motor learning, which is basically learning new skills, skills can be categorized into skills that are of high or low complexity and high and low organization. So a skill which is high in complexity is a skill that's got multiple elements. So something like a clean and jerk, there are multiple elements there, hey? There are a lot of different things going on. And we train skills that are high in complexity in a certain way. Then we've got organization. So skills that are highly organized are skills where each component relies on the other component. So with Olympic lifting, what you do to the knee is going to impact what happens to the hip, is what happens here. So you can see how they're not separate skills, they're dependent on each other. And we would train skills with high organization in a certain way. But unfortunately, the way that we should train high complexity skills is the opposite of how we should train high organization skills. This is why Olympic lifting is so hard to learn. Because each bit leads to the next bit, so you can't just practice them on their own because you have to do the first bit before you can do the second bit. But at the same time, there are multiple elements going on there. So what we have to basically do, because if we've got a high complexity skill, you need to train just one part at a time. Just the jerk dip. You've got a high organization skill, you should be practicing the whole thing. But how do we do this? We basically do both. We train Olympic lifting as just the individual pieces, but then also the whole picture. We practice the individual elements of a snatch, the individual positions, then we do the snatch as a whole. And the process I'm going to take you guys through today is how we can effectively do that. Now, there are two main principles that we're going to be following in learning Olympic lifting. And this is how I would practice this as a skill for you guys. The first is I use what's called a top-down model or a top-down method. And this is where we say, all right, so the pull of our snatch, it ends here. So let's get this right first. And let's get you snatching well from this position. Then we can get you snatching well from here, then here, then here. It's a process that we go through. We don't start from the ground because if something goes wrong down here, you're absolutely guaranteed it's going to be wrong up here. So we start from the top, we work our way down. People that I teach Olympic lifting to who don't have any background in Olympic weightlifting, when they're training here, we will not let them snatch from below the power position, which is this position here, which you get sick of me saying today. We won't let them go below this until this looks proficient. That may be a week, it may be a day, it may be 6 years. We get them going from here until this looks proficient. Then they graduate to this, and finally to the ground. So we have a lot of people here who, they don't have any need to Olympic lift from the ground. They just want to develop the skills that stem from Olympic weightlifting, the speed, the coordination, the challenge of it as well. They're not going to miss out just because they're snatching from here. But the long run, the long-term process, they'll get much better lifts, much better technique. Okay? So we're going to follow a top-down model, getting this perfect, working our way down to the ground. The second element, the second model that we're going to be following, it's like one of those dot-to-dot books. You guys all do those as kids? Yeah, here's dot one, where's two, and you join them together and you end up with a picture. That's exactly what we're going to be doing here. Because if I was to say to you, draw a picture of an elephant playing with a yo-yo, that would be difficult to do. That whole picture is very difficult to do. But if I was to say to you, find dot two and dot three and dot four, it starts to come together. And then over time, you can take the dots away and draw that picture without the dots there because you've repeated it again and again and again. And that's our join the dots model. So there are certain dots that I'm going to teach you today. Certain dots down the body, certain positions. And if we can line those up, we can teach you those dots. You can then draw that picture. Now, if you miss a dot, what should be an elephant turns into a hippopotamus. So if you miss any one of these dots, the picture that we create isn't the picture that we're trying to draw.